Hey guys, I want to do a very brief introduction before I get into this video and say this. This is the messiest trial. I've been waiting for a moment to jump in and bring you guys some great commentary, but it has been kind of like bits and pieces coming and going with witnesses, and I don't like to do a back to back to back until I really feel led to do something. Well, now I feel completely led. If this trial is not a miscarriage of justice, I don't know what is. And I just want to say this is the deepest, most messiest thing that puts me in the mind of when God talks about things that are hidden that shall be uncovered. It is exposure this year for all kind of things, especially for this trial. And I want to say that Fannie Willis actually thought she could bring this RICO to Young Thug and his co-defendants and get away with not having her personal life exposed that is dipped into or has dipped into this whole miscarriage of justice with all the RICO stuff with Donald Trump and it not be exposed. Well, now we have her other trial, the RICO trial with Young Thug, getting exposed, and this DA's office thinking they can cover up stuff and think it's not going to be uncovered in this trial. And now we're finding out that little D, there's two little D's. Little D is the nephew to an auntie that was married to, and I'm going to call her married to the mob, YSL Gaither, who was a major witness detective in this case. No wonder Woody kept getting away with stuff. Little D, I'm not even going to bring juice. I just wanted to bring you that presentation and we're going to get into it. I'm going to ask you guys to like and subscribe to this channel. And I promise you, if you subscribe to this channel and in the next week I don't bring you something else, take your subscription back. But each person that watches this video, get me to 1,000 subscribers. That's all I ask on this video. Let me bring it to you now. So how are they going to explain this one? Detective Gaither is married to the auntie of Lil D, not the little D that's Lil D Zachary that I'm going to talk to you about at the end of this video, but the little D that little Woody raised. He said on the stand, I practically raised him. That's my son.
Street name.
Little D.
For sure.
How do you know Little D?
I didn't birth him.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I almost birthed him.
You almost birthed him?
Yeah.
Tell the jury, what do you mean by that?
I mean, he my son.
Okay.
So the auntie is married to Detective Gaither, which explains the reason why Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis had to get out the game, because they were too much in the game. The information was being given to the, I don't want to say YSL, I'm just going to say Lil Woody. Let's just use Lil Woody. I don't even think it is a YSL thing. Lil Woody had privy to information because they were married. And Dennis got caught up in the game because of Detective Gaither. They both didn't leave because they didn't get recognition. Who leaves money because they don't get recognition? You leave because you gotta leave. You leave because if you don't leave, your reputation cannot stand the repercussions that you're gonna have to deal with. I'm going to leave that right there and put a pin in it because I'm going to come back with some more on that. Let's talk about Lil D, the second Lil D that was a friend to the nephew, the other Lil D that Lil Woody raised. I hope you can keep up with this. It's like, I'll tell you later. Anyway, Lil D Zachary is the one that is a witness for this trial that has been put on the witness list. They hadn't been able to subpoena Lil D. That's another thing. If somebody cannot hand you a subpoena, then you don't have to go to court. Think about it. With Rich Homie Quan and with Big Birdman, they are not coming in as witnesses because you can't serve them a subpoena, allegedly. I believe anytime you get subpoenaed somewhere and they come knock at your door and you open the door and they ask who you are and you say, I'm so and so, and you're the person on that subpoena, they're going to serve you, take your picture, and then you're good to go. You have to be in court. But if you get served a subpoena through your child, through your mama, through your daddy, if they say, no, I don't know when I'm going to see him, I don't know if I'm going to see him, no, I can't accept this service, then you don't have to get served that subpoena. There's laws when people come to where you rent and where you live and try to hand you something. There's soliciting laws that include that you don't have to accept what comes to your door if you're not that person. If you don't know that and you don't know any better, then you have to come to that trial or you will be hit with getting arrested, served with contempt of court, and all type of things. So that's what happened with Rich Homie Quan, I believe, allegedly got arrested. So do send my prayers and pray for the family and his children that I left behind. Now, let me show you the rudeness of this lady, or should I say, this rude girl. Rude girl, rude girl, rude girl. In the next video you're about to see, you're going to see some of the rudeness of Miss Love, Attorney Love. She sat there while Brian Still talked about the situation with
all the way up to
Rich Homie Quan
2024,
being a witness.
consistently how close
And
he and
she
Jeffrey
sat
Williams
there
are.
playing with
The
the
prosecution said that
microphones,
Rich Homie
switching them
Quan, his real name
around,
is Mr. Lamar,
being
that he was
excessively
coming to court
obnoxious,
and
irritating,
he would be testifying.
moving around,
And
movements. It
the
would just
prosecution
be
did not
so
call him.
irritating to a
He
person
was
that
on a
is
short
talking at
list.
the
He was
time.
under
Nobody
subpoena.
does this
They
in a
did not
courtroom
call
with
him.
her.
I have a
She
good
is
faith
so
belief
rude
they
and
didn't call him
disrespectful,
because
and it's part of her plan. I can't believe she used to be a judge. I can't believe that
I have
she's
a good
supposed
faith
to be
belief
well
that the
educated
state
to
did
a
not call him
judge's level.
because he gave
But
exculpatory information
however
about
she
his
got to be a
relationship with Jeffrey
judge,
Williams.
had to
So
be
for
because
the
they wanted somebody
prosecutor
dirty,
to then
somebody
say in front
rude,
of the jury,
somebody
and
that didn't
please
care,
check the record
somebody that would pull
to
all
make
the
sure that what I'm
stops
saying is
to
what was
get
said
their
by
point
Ms.
across.
Love, but I
Watch
immediately
when she talks with
would
her
have
hands.
made this
Watch this
motion
when she talks with
if
her
you did
hands. I
not
want
allow
you to
me to
hear
preserve it.
Attorney Steele.
And a lawyer
Watch
can't
this
tell
lady
the
be
testimony.
so
This
rude.
is what happened. Brian Steele knows this. That is untruthful. In fact, I know the opposite.
Uh-huh. All right. So my recollection is that
Watch
Miss
this.
Love
There's
said
something
that the
in her
evidence
body. I think
shows
she
that
needs the
after a
exorcism,
certain
y'all.
date,
I really do.
one of the people in this picture no longer hung around Mr. Williams.
Okay, good.
That's a closer
That is not true.
account.
What the state was trying, their crazy theory, in my opinion, is that in the fall of 2014, Mr. Williams somehow cared about Rich Homie Quan signing with a third party. His name is Mr. Brian Williams, which is Birdman.
Right.
And somehow that because Donovan Thomas said, no, Mr. Rich Homie Quan, don't sign with Birdman, that Jeffrey Williams has now a motivation to kill Donovan Thomas. None of that comes out. And it's untruthful. As you saw, they are playing together, they being Jeffrey Williams and Rich Homie Quan, on New Year's.
Well, you know what? There are plenty of band members who play together and hate each other, so them playing together doesn't establish anything. But
So they're trying to put the blame on Young Thug for the incident of Donovan Nut Thomas when he didn't have a beef with him. Apparently, the beef came when Shell Kell at Club Crucial jumped on Lil Woody, and in the next couple of days, Donovan Nut Thomas, Shell Kell's brother, was taken out by bullet wounds. What do you think? Where does Birdman fit in? Do you think there was a conversation? Who knows? Well, I'm going to leave this little bit with you. This is Graceful Exposure. Don't forget to give me that subscription and like the video, and also hit the notification bell so you know when I come on again. Blessings.
No one's ever talking about how Birdman snitched.
Bro, you're the only one, man.
You talk about Birdman like that. Birdman was smacking. The guy who started all this stuff, the one that really set it up. Remember the guy who shot the cop? They say